a life of sacrifice, a life of justice, a life that is valued. But most importantly, his continued living that life to the end. I listened to my brother Mike when he talked about, may the labor of our heroes pass not be in vain. I'm sorry, I'm happy that Jagawan is here, and I'm happy that Jonathan is here. But I can tell you, their sacrifice is in vain. They've sacrificed for nothing. We're in this country when people were protesting, when there was no need to protest under Jonathan. Where are those protesters? Have they died? Where are they? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? Jonathan increased fuel from 87 naira to 120, and people were protesting in this country. And when it was 900, they were not protesting. Are they dead? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? People protested when naira was 180, and when it was 1,005, they're not protesting. Are they dead? So well, let's not say it should not be in vain. I spoke a few days ago, and people said I'm demarketing Nigeria. When it's true to be the marketer, one bank has just shown that 75% of Nigerians in rural areas are poor. Is one bank demarketing Nigeria? UNICEF 2 days ago released that Nigeria now have over 2 million malnourished children, the second highest in the world. Are they demarketing Nigeria? Let's face the reality. Their labor is in vain. We have a country now that is not democratic. We are not a democratic country. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Is the election that happened in Edo, is it democratic? Just the last election in Edo is the most undemocratic election. Everybody knows who won that election. So why are we keeping it and saying, let your work not be in vain? It is in vain. So we can start picking the pieces now, because they've destroyed everything people have sacrificed for. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Above all, Jaragowan, you sacrificed everything. The country people sacrificed has turned into a crime scene. All we do today is stealing. You know, and we have to do something. All we need to do is live a courageous life. May God Almighty that called him home grant him eternal rest and grant us the courage to look into what our Father lived for and start picking our pieces. May God bless all of you.
The life of this man.
He lived a life of justice, equity, fairness to all Nigerians, to all sections of Nigerians. And he maintained so consistently a valued life that we all need to emulate. He was not selective when he's speaking. He spoke for every Nigerian, and he spoke based on truth. He was fearless, even when it does not affect his own area. He will still say, this is the right thing. And that's what we require in Nigeria today. We now live in an unjust, unfair, uncaring society. So we need to do the right thing.
So, Clark, let's talk about the fact that when it comes to unity of Nigeria, it must be on the platform of justice. Are you saying that this man, the way he lived, is apparent that some parts of the country are not getting? Justice, that's what you see.
It's for you to have sex. I said it when I spoke. We now live in an unjust.
I have repeatedly stated that Peter Obi stance is questionably and potently dishonest, if not outrightly dumb. This guy. I wonder where he sit down they type this tweet, man. Ah, because this nah, he's hungry. He's like visibly hungry. Sure, he was hungry when he literally wrote down this tweet. He said, It seems to simply it seems to imply that protests against Goodluck Jonathan economic policies were unnecessarily, given his role as an economic advisor in the administration. This is this is not an allegation. No. They were all supporting themselves by looting Nigeria dry, including the role of his Fidelity Bank, assisting Diezani to move hard cold cash. Now, I think even though one will say, these are allegations that has been with us for a minute, but the man who is laying this allegation is he was an investigative journalist, so and is instrumental in destroying the administration of Goodluck Jonathan, so to say, in terms of his expose, which literally hate the Nigerian people to fall into the propagandas of the men that will be criticizing today who protested against that administration. So I can understand where Obi is coming from. He has to make case for his government that he served, but most importantly, he also understands the politics that were played during that period, including Sowore himself, who is on the side of taking down the government, and they succeeded. However, this raises concern about his perspective on the current wicked Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime. If he believes protests are unwarranted under Jonathan, why should Tinubu handler not hold the same view? After all, they claim that their economic policies are for the good of Nigerians, even though our people are dying in droves and they too have looted Nigerian dry in less than 2 years. Another point, man, he has a point. He has a point. I never look at it from that angle. I look at it from the angle that, come, the men who protested there are the one in power now, so you don't expect them to protest against themselves. But Sowore twisted it a little bit by saying that, of course, if you are justifying the unnecessary, according to him, of protests of during Goodluck Jonathan, that all those protests are unnecessary or unwarranted, what gives you right to now criticize the government of today? Because the case that they were making then, that they are doing the economy is actually on the good side of the people, but otherwise is the case. Man, if you want to compare today and then, I mean, I think it's clear as day and night that the policy of that Goodluck Jonathan are more favorable to every Nigerian than this one. But as I said, Boshewore and the rest of the media play a very good role, aided and paid for by the Western capitalists to make sure Nigerians never see the goodness of Goodluck's policy. So yes, Sowore is pointing at the obvious, but at the same time, I don't think he's the right messenger. But in this case, we can overlook the messenger since the situation of Nigeria is not something to write home about. Moreover, if protesters, if protests against Goodluck Jonathan policies have lost steam or the former protesters sold out, what prevents his obedience movement from initiating a new protest? They were put out. Sowore, what you they talk now? They are doing the same thing you are doing. They're also protecting now. But it is a protest that will go viral. Anything that is not viral is not worth protecting for. The fact that we don't have lights in 2025 is not worth protecting for. I mean, the only thing worth protesting for is VDM being arrested, the copper girl who come out and criticize the government. I mean, things that will go viral. In other words, we have decided to live in the cyber world rather than the real world that are still very much in charge of our existence. So I don't know if Sowore criticism fall into place, it fall in the right place because he also have a political party that is not going through any any division as we speak. Sowore is 100% in control of his political party, but there is no steam to go out there and recruit people or to actually show what they can offer to Nigerians at the local government level. But instead, they have this team to protest online and go viral. I said it during these 3 days of BDM protest that it doesn't make sense, right? Because at the end of the day, this guy no go pick any candidates, and guess what? Now mobilize those his followers will gain more. Anyway, we'll get to that in the future. Notably, his obedience movement did not protest the presidential election results, which they have repeatedly claimed he won. Nor did they participated in bad government protests in 2023, claiming it was set up by controlled opposition. Ah, the fact that we are arguing who what to protect, who should protect, when to protect, who should protect, and who is not, says a lot about where the elites, the old guys are in this game. They are 100% in control. It has never been this easy for them to control the people at one click. Sultan complaining is not complaining because the government is not having upper hand in terms of how to control the people. He is complaining because the interior and the bigger picture is being televised before our own burial. That's where the anger is coming from. But as we speak, Bola Tinubu is in total control of Nigeria, not just the violent group, not just the offices or the boardrooms, but even the streets. Furthermore, they did not oppose the naira redesign policy because the contempt, the corrupt former central bank of Nigerian governor Godwin Emefiele was their ally. Wait, oh, what was the nobody they really dey pay attention who protested against naira or not. I think it was a very consensual agreement that the policy was literally political. Now only those with the government at the time that did not really hold. But even themselves, they complain against themselves because the questionnaire. So I don't know where that is coming from, but maybe going deeper there, you might have a point. Former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Gordon Ifeanyi was their ally. Even with the fuel price act he is speaking about here, there was not a time he never led or encouraged Nigerians to oppose it. That's true. I think the if there's anything we all agree now is that protest na money and Obi no dey give shishi. So I don't understand why it is people will enter streets for things that will not benefit them. People protested for VDM because it's profitable, especially for those who are online. The cyber economic guys mix this because he's one of the most followed, maybe not the most followed, but currently the most trending character in the Nigerian space. So, of course, the young people are more in taking advantage of the whole process industry because at this point in Nigeria, it is an industry. Process is an industry. It is lucrative thanks to the man who is currently occupying Asu Rock, is known to be very notorious and generous when it comes to sponsoring protests of highest level. So, of course, the man is in power now. I don't expect him to sponsor Nigerian people against his own government. So, Obi Sowore is making a point, but in a more serious sense, Obi wey no dey give shishi, I don't expect him to able to spearhead any protest because money will be involved. And the fact that since the establishment of his GBAJUE movement, not one Sowore Sowore ready for gbagbo. See, not something that distraction, right? You just wait from one to another. Anyway, since the establishment of his graduate movement, not once has anything been done other than inaction or gaslighting other Nigerians, especially those who rightly don't support his political agenda, which was to replace a corrupt set of politicians with his anointed set of corrupt opportunists. They are all now back in official. I mean, he's making 2 points, but I don't think the first point, which is accusing obedience of not doing anything, not spearheading anything. I don't think he has the right to actually even go that route at all. As I said, if there's any if there are two political parties in Nigeria, one is the APC led establishment party, that's the rest party, AAC, and the rest of them. Let me put it that way. If there are two political parties in Nigeria, there's AAC on and founded by the Kilongwe, Sowore himself, and the rest of the party. But as we speak, the party is going 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. They don't run to election now. So they have not made any move in terms of improving their membership, in terms of creating even more, leading any action that will even lead to any, bring awareness or change, nor have they won any local government or even have their presence in any local government. I could be wrong, but somebody should prove me otherwise. So I don't think he has the right to actually criticize the Obedient movement for doing little to nothing. Him, who has a political party, has not able to do anything but doing the same thing he's accusing the Obedient for, which is always capitalize on various movements and just distraction every now and then with their taking back the movement. The fact that Obi is emphasizing that the Obedient movement is not just bigger than the political party, but is more powerful than political party. I think that is what Sowore is trying to wrestle with because I see no reason why you have a political party, but Take It Back movement, you are more active in the Take It Back movement than the political party you funded. It's not that you are a member of that political party. You founded the political party. What is the point of fighting the political party if your loyalty on your activity is still going to be more towards a movement rather than the party that you funded? Obi, I can understand. Obi is wrestling with the leadership of the party that he belongs to. He's not part of the founder. Moreover, in fact, matter of fact, it's just an act of benevolence that was extended to him. So if he's emphasizing today that Labour Party is not just bigger but more pronounced than every other party in Nigeria, I see where he's coming from. Then accusing Obi of just being an opportunist or grooming a set of people to just replace the corrupt leaders and accusing them they are just opportunists and now they are back to where they belong, which is APC. He has a point. I mean, it's not just that he has a point, there are evidence to show for that. I mean, Valentine, how do you describe the movement of Valentine Ozibo from PDP, from Labour Party to APC? Regardless of the reasons he's given, he cannot run away from the point that Sowore is trying to point out in this regard. From the sweat and blood of say he said like answers he is hoping to benefit from the sweat and blood of others without a finger raising to challenge injustice even against his own obedient members. Yankatampata poroshikata silayakata shibosite. I don't understand Theory on this one because the at the core of the NSAS, they are also accusing him of the same thing of trying to of being an opportunist, trying to take advantage of what he hasn't been at the take of. But he argued against that. He was give evidence whether they are right or wrong. But that's a conversation for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, are there with day. So Tinubu is why these people they fight for crumbs. I don't understand the beef. I understand the criticism, the point, the game, but I don't. You guys literally have the same followership, but they are fighting for crown. While Bola Tinubu is busy blazing through the length and breadth of the southeast where Obu holds sway. The fact that Soludo, in preparation for Tinubu, gave an order for no Abgard uniform to be in sight says a lot about Bola Tinubu influence, right? Is this? I mean, the rumors are already popping out everywhere. I don't know how concrete is the news that the Abga as a family, as a political party, have endorsed Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027. Isn't that something? Why the people who are not anywhere to be found in the polls are fighting blood on the streets. On Twitter, Bola Tinubu is busy making sure his 25% in all the five eastern states is guaranteed. Mogusi, let's watch presidential dance. Breaking news. So they say we don't get new pope. Pope Augustina. Congratulations to the Jesuits in the room. You're one again. That's Ebola Tinubu given at the latest. That's to tell you that his 25% in Anambra is in the bank. The man himself, 25% Owole, Oti Wole, 25 fucking percent, Oshopa.
Take two. Can we say amen? Now, for tomorrow, the production of the votes and proceedings for these two bills will take time. And then, of course, we also expect that we will complete the other two outstanding bills tomorrow. And we will go through the same process. Even if we have to stay till 10 p.m., we must make sure that what is worth doing is done well. So tomorrow we will start. We adjourn because of the need to produce the votes and proceedings. Those have to be ready for you. So they have to work throughout the night, and it's extremely voluminous. And the paperwork. So we'll be starting tomorrow by 12 noon. We will not start very early because we can come and they are not ready. But clerk of the Senate, do your best to make sure that by 12 noon tomorrow, the votes and proceedings of these two bills are ready. And then we'll take on the rest. So the Senate is accordingly adjourned to the 8th day of May 2025 at 12 noon prompt. Yes. Yes.
Your visit to Anambra State today, Mr. President, is historic and consequential. The last state visit by a president was in 2012. ostensibly to commission a brewery and another private enterprise. This visit is not just to commission projects. We have over 500 kilometers
This
of
guy is
roads,
clever.
flyovers, bridges completed and waiting completion. I'm waiting for commissioning. We have about 5 brand new general hospitals and world-class trauma center completed, equipped and waiting for commissioning. We have new smart schools and water projects waiting for commissioning. New markets and bus terminal, etc., waiting for commissioning. Previously, we had insisted that only the users of our roads and projects should be the ones to commission them, and we have commissioned.
Soludo na clown. It's been clever. He said to commission breweries and others. So in a way, you can't really accuse him that he's beefy, he's trying to, he's coming out to be, because he did say he came to commission just breweries. At a time when Nigeria, when Borno State, they ban beer. That's not this joke. This joke carry weight. Are you saying Obi should forget the Borno vote? My. Oludo, it's not say he don't just survive the onslaught of the obedient. He's much stronger. Ah, oh my God. Ah, I tell the obedient. They should not always be on the defensive side, because they go defend tire. Once in a while, you carry out your machine gun, you release now. My word, this is interesting. It's I mean, for the fact that this early stage of the China campaign, now all these things they happen. Hey, going forward, it's gonna be very interesting. We release kunji ai bari na faɗa ba ne, ba ni na faɗa ba. Yayan shi ne, kanin shi ne ya faɗi. Shi ne ya cewa kawai abin da ya sani giya kawai ne. Oh, wow. It's going to be brutal. I said it. I said the way they go face Obi, oh my word. The way they go face him. I don't go expect where the bullet to come from.
The traditional ruler, Ezozo of Oka. You know, the Ezozo gave you the title of Medifest in 2005.
Come on, collect that. Is that the highest title in Anambra, the Igbo land?
Where's the microphone?
Really, after my economic refuse to recognize that title. We the Afema economic order refuse to recognize that
Yet,
title.
when somebody makes a statement that the labors of our heroes pass, I beg to disagree. Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve The crisis in that Labour Party, is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria? I would like us to be known for what we did when we had the opportunities. As I speak now, I can tell you about the dualized thoroughfares in my state. I can tell about the flyovers in my state. I can tell about the best international hospital in my state. I can tell about the monuments of government houses that are built, both for the governor and deputy. I'm one of the best digitalized governor's office in Nigeria. I can tell you about the best international stadium in West Africa. I can tell you about the free and compulsory education that I did for all Nigerians. I can tell you about the unity I brought in religion by sponsoring over 5,800 Muslims to the Holy Land and over 12 to 15,000 Christians to Rome and to Jerusalem. But then, those who are aspiring as presidential candidates and trying to cause division with their mouths, using the social media, tell them to resolve the small crisis in the smallest party they have in Nigeria first, before they come to talk about the larger Nigeria. But for the social media, it is unregulated. I wish you luck as you have a field day. I'm saying this because this is what Edwin Clark would have advised if he were alive. So I've started to speak his voice. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And on that note, may we rise to observe 1 minute silence in honor of this icon.
Until any Nigerian state governor begin brag with verifiable evidence, or according to Rufai, with empirical evidence, how he or she was able to move the state citizen from, or X amount of citizen or percentage amount of citizen, move them from poverty, or move X amount of people away from their standard of living, from this, from that. If your bragging rights is centered around that, that's the only way I have to take you serious. If you come out, if to say Kilongwe, if to say Akpabio come out and say under my tenure, I was able to move 20,000 Akwa Iboans from above poverty level. I'm able to create 1,000 billionaires, 1,000 million, whatever, just a metric, but you should center around the people, not telling me you build infrastructure that only you and your friends and family can be able to afford. How many people have you uplift their economic standard? Because that's what matters. The amount of job you're able to create. No, they brag, say flyover and all that kind of thing. What if that does not transfer to the average citizen standard of living? Of what use? Only you and your friends life is being improved because you guys can afford it.
It is a colonial language, but we actually been requested to say something because there are some other people here who are so much interested in what we said. Our topic is the issue of corruption as far as leadership in Nigeria is concerned. I expressed my own understanding. I said Corruption does not spare any other country. And the human being, as you see him, as long as you don't implement rules and the regulations of the country, don't think you can stop him. Human being can turn into anything. Sometimes he can even become animalistic. He even kills in pursuit of his own interest. It's universal, it's all over the world. That is why you find the world in crisis today. In Nigeria, you can really see somebody whose salary is not more than 300 naira a month. You find him having many houses, many cars, and everything. Nobody can believe what recently happened. A former accountant general of the Federation in Nigeria, who is accused and before the court of law for stealing over 109 billion naira, was last 3 weeks turbaned by the emir of Kano in Kano. Great celebrations, and the people were celebrating what actually was not in our character. This is something entirely new to us. You can't believe this. People claim that Nigeria has no money. Nigeria has money, but Nigeria has mismanagement. The leaders are not sensitive. National Assembly is not sensitive at all. And not only that, if care is not taken, future elections will be very, very difficult to be conducted in Nigeria. You queue up, you vote. At the end of the day, the final decision will be taken by a number of few people at the tribunal. You move for appeal, then you move even to the Supreme Court. And for every stage you go, it is expenditure. I assure you, expenditure of the lawyers and the others. And not only that, every part of Nigeria today is soiled. The ordinary voters are affected. People who are conducting elections affected. INEC people affected. You can't believe this. And even our madams are affected. As long as we don't use our laws, we don't take care, we don't punish those who are offenders, then only God knows where Nigeria is moving to. We blame the bandits every day. Why do we blame them? They risk their lives. The what of these people in government houses well protected, but looting treasury every day. And when we see them, we almost worship them, we praise them, we sing about them, we dance for them, we create drama for them. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. Somebody came here and met Muhammad Bello during his own time. He couldn't believe that was the Caliph. He said, I'm looking for the Caliph. He said, this is the Caliph. He said, no, you can't be the Caliph. He said, I'm the Caliph. What we were told is during the government work, they use the government light. Then during their private work, they use their private things. How do we expect Nigeria to move forward? And we don't blame ourselves, including myself, university lecturer, doesn't attend the lectures, is always busy following politicians, becoming the scribe of politicians, waiting for? No, hand out. Something is really wrong. We have to think. I can't believe this. How can somebody justify to me and tell me that 500 cows being moved, nobody will trace their steps, no dust, and they disappear? And you tell me, former director, NSO, another, former director, NSA, another, former NSA, another, director of military intelligence, former, another. Yet, something is wrong.
Why Sowore was busy picking fights with Obi and accusing him of what he should have been doing, or what he should be doing. If you don't know anything to do with his party, that's why I played that Malam video. Malam did a very good job by pointing out exactly how we are forgetting. We don't even know who we were before, so it's not even about forgetting. There are so many issues that they demand urgent protest, attention, that if done well, we actually bring a result. But no, we are busy picking holes on each other's rhetoric. The All Progressive Grand Alliance, the ruling party in Peter Obi's home state of Anambra, and the party of Dame Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, has adopted President Bola Tinubu as its presidential candidate in the 2027 election, God sparing his life. People who want with election, they know how to do it. They are moving. This is coming from Reno anyway, so with a pinch of salt in there. Do you still think anyone can defeat President Bola in 2027? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. There's more to politics than fake statistics and running abroad to the market. Nigeria. Yeah. Oh, very soon Obi will adopt Asiwaju as his candidate. The empathy, and the empty head man is looking for ministerial appointment. Haba, no now. Uga is bigger than that. Uga don't do that. Uga Ubi is bigger than that. Right? So let's see the the response that Sowore is getting for his hit tweets. So after that long tweet, there goes response by Dr. Bankole. Hey, Yele, you have totally lost it. Your unwarranted attack against Peter Obi and hatred for his obedience movement is consuming you. It's not a hate. It's just a strategy. It's a game, man. This is a game. It's a competition, which you are allowed to politically go after your opponent. So if he maybe it's working for him, we don't know. We don't know the what proceeded that strategy. We don't know the underlying reason why he constantly hitting on that. It could be working, for him. So I don't think they should see him as hate. It's not hate. It's a strategic political move. You might not agree with it. That's why you are not his followers or you are not his fan. I really felt sorry for you. I used to think highly of you. It appeared that your activism is severely tinted, compromised, and dishonest. Peter Obi is not the president. Why not you direct your venom against the drug bagman, or is he your secret benefactor? Oh, I don't. Obi is a contender. Obi is still in the race, so he go to collect those bags at any point in time until it's obvious that he's no longer interested in the race. But even at that, I don't think his name will ever cease from criticism. Doesn't matter. Because anybody align with, even in the future, or anybody his followership align with, there will always be a need to draw that conclusion to bring him into the picture. For one other reason, because he sells, right? He sells. If Sosenobi will be go after, maybe I will not be here talking about it. So, but I just say it's a distraction. It's a good distraction because Bola Tinubu is speaking of his 25% that he needed. He's doing his job actively. No, we know Yele Sowore is 100% early to bat and always pretends to be attacking him. He can only deceive non-entities into carrying play cards and bad governance. His family enjoy dollar remittance every week. Ask Yele Sowore what is yearly return from his Sahara reporters, media. Kind of it's interesting. Onye na-eme mọrụkwala ọzọ. Say this is Oluwaseun Ojo. Since Obi claims there was no protest when fuel was high, now why can't he lead one to show example? Even his LP crisis, he could not solve it. Obi enter trouble. Oh. Obi give room for him to be genuinely be criticized because I don't think you should be waiting for dead people before you start protest. You have a following that every fucking politician is envious of in this in the country. Maybe in Africa, you enjoy followership that can change conversation at any point in the Nigerian scheme of things. But you choose to not to. That's okay. It's fine. But for you not to come and be harassing people for not doing what you have everything. You have the money, you have the capacity, you have everything to stage a protest. Just the obedient protest alone we spark media attention globally. So I don't understand what else you need. Nobody can draw attention to what is happening in the country than you. Only you singing in Europe, all over Europe and America itself is getting Ghana attention. Not talk of people, Kilongwe, put them on the streets. I think you will be more you will gather more attention than what people.
And yet, when somebody makes a
Ah,
statement that the labors of our heroes past are in vain, I beg to disagree. Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria? I would like us to be known for what we did when we had the opportunities. As I speak now, I can tell you about the dualized thoroughfares in my state. I can tell about the flyovers in my state. I can tell about the best international hospital in my state. I can tell you about the monuments of government houses that are built, both for the governor and deputy. I'm one of the best digitalized governors.
well,
And yet, when somebody makes a statement that the labors of heroes pass, I in vain, I beg to disagree. Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria? I would like us to be known for what we did when we had the opportunities. As I speak now, I can tell you about the dualized thoroughfares in my state. I can tell about the flyovers in my state. I can tell about the best international hospital in my state. I can tell about the monuments of government houses that are built, both for the governor and deputy. I'm one of the best digitalized governor's office in Nigeria. I can tell you about the best international stadium in West Africa. I can tell you about the free and compulsory education that I did for all Nigerians. I can tell you about the unity I brought in religion by sponsoring over 5,800 Muslims to the Holy Land and over 12 to 15,000 Christians to Rome and to Jerusalem. But then, those who are aspiring as presidential candidates and trying to cause division with their mouths, using the social media, tell them to resolve the small crisis in the smallest party they have in Nigeria first, before they come to talk about the larger Nigeria. But for the social media, it is unregulated. I wish you luck as you have a field day. I'm saying this because this is what Edwin Clark would have advised if he were alive. So I've started to speak his voice. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And on that note, may we rise to observe 1 minute silence in honor of this icon.